Welcome to Lost the Plot. In this video, we're going to recap The Sworn Sword, the second Dunk and Egg novella in George R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire universe. Keep in mind that as this is a recap, there will be spoilers ahead, so if you haven't read it yet, we recommend you enjoy the novella before watching this video. Now let's dive into the story of Dunk the Lunk and his squire Egg, and all the chaos they stumble into this time. The Sworn Sword is set around a year and a half after the events of the Hedge Knight. Since that time, Dunk and Egg have been traveling together, which has led them to the Reach. Dunk has temporarily sworn his sword in service to Sir Eustace Osgrey, a stubborn old man who clings to the past. A drought has befallen the land, and as the townspeople watch the crops dry up, everything feels on the brink of collapse. Along with Egg, and a particularly jaded knight, Sir Bennis of the Brown Shield, Dunk has been sent to investigate a complaint about the nearby stream that has stopped flowing into Sir Eustace's lands. The stream, called the Checky Water, is vital for the survival of Sir Eustace's crops and people, especially with the ongoing drought. While Sir Bennis is ready to give up after failing to find water at the usual spot, Dunk's sense of honor pushes him to investigate further. Upon closer inspection, he and Egg discover that a dam is blocking the water from reaching Sir Eustace's lands. This dam belongs to Lady Rohan Weber, aka the Red Widow, who's rumored to have a string of dead husbands to her name and a formidable nature. That alone sets up some drama. But when Sir Bennis threatens, and then cuts one of the widow's townspeople, tensions reach a point of no return. Sir Eustace sends Dunk to meet with Lady Rohan to offer a blood price for Bennis's attack on the villager, and to request that the dam on Weber's land be removed so that the water may rightfully flow to Sir Eustace's land and to the Checky waters. When he and Sir Bennis ride to Lady Rohan's castle, Coldmoat, to confront her, the tension between these two stubborn houses comes to a boiling point. Lady Rohan doesn't back down, and Dunk, knowing there's more going on here than just water rights, begins to dig a little deeper into the history between the two houses. While there's initially an air of romantic interest between the two, this line of questioning riles Lady Rohan, causing her to strike Sir Duncan, sending him back to Eustace with her final demands. Cutting off Bennis's nose is the only payment she'll accept. Before Dunk's visit is over, he learns that Sir Eustace Osgrey fought on the losing side during the Blackfire Rebellion, a civil war that tore Westeros apart years earlier. Sir Eustace's sons all died fighting for the Blackfires, and his daughter was taken as a hostage. This tragedy caused Lady Osgrey to jump from the top of the Standfast Tower. Sir Eustace has been clinging to the past ever since, dreaming of restoring the glory his house once had. This loss has deeply embittered Sir Eustace, and his hatred of the Webers is partly fueled by his old loyalties. Dunk also discovers that the two houses were once linked by more than land. In her younger years, Lady Rohan loved Eustace's son. The relationship between the houses soured after Sir Eustace's sons were killed, and Lady Rohan's family gained more power. This old connection adds another layer of complexity to the conflict, as both Sir Eustace and Lady Rohan are trapped in the legacy of their family's history, holding on to grudges and grievances that go beyond the current water dispute. This history makes Dunk question the motivations of the man he's sworn to serve, leading him to take a more nuanced approach to resolving the conflict. Lady Rohan has many more knights than Sir Eustace, the most notable of which is Sir Lucas Inchfield, commonly known as Sir Lucas the Long Inch. This incredibly large knight is almost as tall as Dunk and protects Lady Rohan's interests as if they were his own. With his newfound knowledge of the deeper history between House Osgrey and House Weber, especially Sir Eustace's past involvement in the Blackfire Rebellion, and the family connection to Lady Rohan, Dunk's view of Sir Eustace shifts dramatically. Dunk starts to see Sir Eustace not as the honorable, hard-done-by lord he first believed, but as a man trapped by his own pride, bitterness, and outdated loyalties, all of which are needlessly driving the conflict. Dunk doesn't outright abandon Sir Eustace, but his growing doubts about Eustace's motivations lead him to take a more pragmatic approach. Instead of continuing to blindly follow orders, Dunk starts to question what's truly honorable and just. His desire to resolve the conflict peacefully, rather than fight for the sake of Eustace's personal vendettas, reflects his growth as a knight. he becomes less naive and more discerning about where his loyalty should lie, recognizing that true honor isn't about blind obedience but about doing what's right. The old man, in all his stubbornness, doesn't take well to this hedge knight questioning his authority and tells Dunk he must leave, along with Egg. The night before they are due to depart, a great fire breaks out on Osgray land. All at Eustace's castle, Standfast, are treating this as an act of war by those at Coldmoat. So they prepare to defend the land. Lady Rohan rides to Standfast with a proposition, but tensions escalate even further when accusations of vandalism arise. Determined to resolve the situation, Dunk speaks directly with Lady Rohan and negotiates skillfully. In a dramatic gesture, he even cuts his own face as a blood payment. However, since Sir Eustace refuses to apologize, the conflict can only be settled through a trial by combat to decide who is in the right. Representing House Webber is Sir Lucas Longinch Inchfield, and for House Osgray, it's none other than Dunk the Lunk. We get an epic, classic one-on-one medieval battle where Dunk's strength is truly tested. It's especially satisfying to see how much Dunk has improved, using clever tactics to exploit Sir Lucas's movements. But even with his growth, it's still not quite enough. Dunk ends up badly wounded. In the end, it's his sheer brute force and determination that carry him through, leading him to a hard-fought victory as he kills Sir Lucas in the process. When Dunk regains consciousness after the battle, he's greeted by the welcome sound of rain, marking the end of the drought. Even more surprising, he learns that Sir Eustace Osgray and Lady Rohan Webber are about to be married. Though unexpected, this union seems like the perfect way to settle the lingering history and political tensions between their two houses. One of the most rewarding aspects of this story is watching Dunk's growth. Despite still calling himself Dunk the Lunk, Sir Duncan the Tall clearly demonstrates progress, especially in handling the complexities of the world's politics. Though he often appears naive, it's evident that he's more aware of what he's walking into than he lets on. His strong sense of honor is what drives him forward. He also experiences his first kiss and shows evolving battle tactics, even if they don't always go as planned. You also get to learn a significant amount about the Targaryens' Blackfire Rebellion and its lasting impact on Westeros, particularly through the lens of Sir Eustace Osgray's experiences. The Blackfire Rebellion divided many houses, and the repercussions are still being felt. House Webber, for example, stayed loyal to the Targaryens during the rebellion, which adds another layer to the tension between Lady Rohan and Sir Eustace. Though their current conflict is about water, it's clear that old loyalties and grudges from the rebellion are still simmering beneath the surface. The rebellion serves as a backdrop that explains the deep divisions within the kingdom, even in seemingly minor disputes like this one. Through Sir Eustace's story and the lingering tensions in the Reach, the Sworn Sword paints a picture of a kingdom still recovering from civil war, where loyalties to both the Blackfires and Targaryens continue to shape the lives of those involved, years after the rebellion's defeat. That completes our look at the Sworn Sword. If you liked this video, drop a thumbs up, and if you want more recaps of epic stories like this, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. See you in the next one.